Hawaii is one of those destinations that many people dream of visiting, so in this video I'm going to tell you some things you should not do when you visit Hawaii. Number 1, do not approach or touch the wildlife. There are many endangered species in Hawaii, and that includes things like sea turtles, nenes, monk seals, and you should also not touch wildlife that's not endangered. For example, you shouldn't touch or go near sea turtles. Stay away about 10 feet, as well as monk seals about 50 feet. Whales and dolphins about 50 yards, and humpback whales 100 yards. Some tourists like to seek out sea turtles, and there's like specific beaches that are known to have sea turtles, and many people try to go to those beaches and cause problems without even really realizing that they're affecting the ecosystem and the turtles, even if they're not really approaching them. And many locals kind of resent tourists for that reason, so try to avoid that. Sometimes you may come across a turtle or something in the water without expecting it, so if one comes up close to you, just kind of try to keep your distance the best you can. Number 2, do not take rocks, sand, shells away from the island. There's actually a curse called the Pele's curse, and Pele is the goddess of volcano and fire and is known to have created the islands in Hawaiian culture. So if you take lava rocks and bring them home with you, you will be cursed. There's actually a thing where people send lava rocks back to Hawaii Volcanoes National Park because they've taken them from the islands and they became cursed. So I think there's like thousands of returns of lava rocks each year back to Hawaii volcanoes, which is something pretty crazy to me. Don't visit Hawaii without renting a car. Now, on Oahu especially, you probably could get away with riding the bus around the island. I have done it myself. It's quite easy, but it takes a long time to get to the farthest point of the island from Honolulu. So renting a car is actually your best bet on all of the islands. That gives you more freedom to go out and explore, and it'll save you a lot of time. Now, I like to use the Turo app, and it's basically like an Airbnb for cars instead of renting through a rental car company, which I hate doing that because they have fees and they can try to scam you in some ways. So the Turo app is really great. I've actually used it on many islands in Hawaii. So yeah. Uber is also a prominent thing, but sometimes it can be unreliable if you're going far distances. Don't visit Hawaii without trying the local food. Now, Hawaii does have those chain restaurants and stuff, and sometimes those chain restaurants even have like Hawaiian local dishes, but you cannot go to these big tourist restaurants that are catered to tourism. You want to go out and try the food trucks, the local mom and pop shops. You want to try a plate lunch, which has like mac salad and certain meats, kalua pig. Also try some span musubi. What's some other dishes? Poke. You have to get poke from a Hawaiian supermarket. Like, that's the best way to go. There are some great poke shops around, but supermarket, 10 out of 10. Don't think that every Hawaiian island is exactly the same. They're all so different from one another. For example, the Big Island has volcanoes. There's actually, quite often there's a volcano erupting called Kilauea, and it's very rugged and the island is constantly changing. Oahu's basically the hub, has the big city of Honolulu in it. You can find many things to do. It's just the hustle and bustle of the islands. Kauai is more lush and has a lot of adventure travel type stuff that you can do. And Maui's kind of a mixture of both, so you'll get a very different experience whenever you travel to the different islands. And I recommend, if you can, try to island hop on your trip versus visiting one island at a time. You're not going to see everything in one go. You're probably going to have to visit multiple times if you want to see everything there is to do in Hawaii. Don't disregard the signs, safety regulations, and weather around the island. Many beaches have signs warning you about the different surf conditions as well as harmful sea life in the water, so make sure you pay attention to that. Some beaches around the island are not safe to swim at, so they'll probably give you a warning sign or something, as well as the different hiking trails. Some may say it's unmaintained, some may say it's illegal, you'll get fined. Do not hike an illegal track. It's not worth your time. It's illegal for a reason. Many times it's because many people have died, and for safety precautions, and it's unmaintained, and they can't guarantee that you'll be safe on the track. When I lived in Hawaii, there were rescues daily, in the summer, like the big tourist time, on the beaches and on the hiking trail. So a lot of tourists kind of go into something not realizing that it can be unsafe. So just do your research, look at the weather. Sometimes the weather can really change hiking tracks, make it really muddy and slippery. So just be careful. If you see mud on the hiking trails, don't walk around the mud. Try to stay on the track, because if you walk around, it can damage the ecosystem and cause erosion on our tracks. Some of the Hawaii tracks are starting to get really eroded, and it's just something you want to avoid. So try to do your part and stay on the track. Also, for your safety reasons, many rescues are due to people getting off the track. Also, just kind of a random tip, some of the Hawaii tracks have these little brushes to brush off your shoes so you don't repollinate certain vegetation that shouldn't be in the specific area of the track. So just keep an eye out for that. Do not disrespect the islands. Don't leave trash around on the beaches, in the trails. Don't disrespect the locals, because the locals go out of their way to make sure you have a great trip. Sometimes it's at the benefit of you and not for them. You always want to leave Hawaii as beautiful as when you found it, and sometimes even better. Like sometimes you can go see some trash on the beach, pick it up if you can. You want to make sure that this place stays beautiful for years to come. Do not touch or walk on the coral. Now there can be some of those times where it's just an accident, and that's okay, but coral takes hundreds of years to redevelop, and our coral reefs are dying at an alarming rate. So it's really important you try your best not to touch or remove coral. Don't bring sunscreen that isn't reef safe. Now, if you have any questions, just buy your sunscreen in Hawaii because it's all reef safe. But I like this mineral sunscreen called Think Sport. And mineral sunscreen is the best way to go, because even some sunscreens that say reef safe is not necessarily 100% reef safe. So I'll leave a link in the description for my Amazon storefront. You can buy this sunscreen. Some mineral sunscreens leave a white residue, but this one really doesn't if you rub it in really well. So I really enjoy it, and yeah, you can check it out if you like. Do not leave valuables in your car. It's really common, and it's really known around hiking trails where you park your car that there's thieves and they can break into your car and steal items. I've heard of stories of people actually leaving their windows open just so thieves can see that there's nothing in their car, or even leaving notes saying, "I do not have anything," door is unlocked. So just be really careful of that, especially at hotels and tourist spots, but I think the hiking trails are really the big ones. And my last tip, don't think that you're gonna come to the islands and the weather's gonna be perfect 24/7. There's actually a rainy season, and even different parts of the islands. There's a dry side of the island and a wet side of the island. And even on Kauai, there's this one spot that's actually one of the wettest spots on Earth. So you will come across rain most likely, especially if you're going into like the mountains of the islands. So bring your umbrella, bring your rain jacket, and really don't expect perfect weather 24/7. So those are my tips on things you should not do when you visit Hawaii. Leave a comment below if you've thought of anything, or let me know which island you would like to visit one day.